My name is Baek In Jae and my number is 15.
What are the muscle groups utilized in the power clean?
The muscle groups utilized in the power clean are the gastrocnemius, hamstrings, quadriceps, gluteus maximus, latissimus dorsi, deltoids, trapezius, biceps brachii, and triceps brachii.
What are the techniques involved in the power clean?
The techniques involved in the power clean are place the bar on the rack, then grip the bar with a pronated grip with hands about shoulder width apart, then lift the bar up from the rack with a straight back. Take a few steps back, and then flex your knees and hips slightly to go into a slight deadlift position. Then straighten your knees and hips by extension to stand up straight and pull the bar close to your body into an upright row position. Then bring the elbows forward and catch the bar in a front squat position. After that, bring the bar back to the original position and repeat. Remember to inhale when flexing the knees and hips and exhale when when extending the knees and hips.
What are the safety precautions when doing the power clean?
The safety precautions when doing the power clean are to make sure that no one is nearby when you're doing the exercise, as if the weight is too heavy for the performer to handle, then the performer might drop the bar, and by making sure that no one is nearby, we will ensure that no one gets injured when the performer drops the bar. Secondly, when the performer catches the bar in a front squat position, he has to make sure that the elbows are straight up, as if he doesn't do so, it will place unnecessary pressure on the elbows and injure the performer in the long run. Also, if the weight is too heavy for the performer to handle, the elbow joint may actually fall through and be dislocated. And also, when catching the bar in a front squat position, make sure that the knees do not go over the toes, as it will place unnecessary pressure on the knees and injure the performer in the long run.
What are the variation exercises of the power clean?
The variation exercises of the power clean are deadlift, upright row, and leg press.
What are the muscle groups utilized in the bench press?
The muscle groups utilized in the bench press are the pectoralis major, the deltoids, and the triceps brachii.
What are techniques involved in the bench press?
The techniques involved in the bench press are to put the bar on the racks, then walk to the bench and position your back flat on the bench and place your feet on the bench so that you can straighten out your back on the bench. And afterwards, align your eyes to be directly underneath the bar. Then lift the bar off the racks and bring the bar over to an area where it is directly above your chest. Then flex the elbows to bring the bar down, almost touching your chest. Then extend the elbows to bring it back up. Repeat the same steps for the next few repetitions. Remember to inhale when flexing the elbows and exhale when extending the elbows.
What are safety precautions when doing the bench press?
The safety precautions when doing the bench press are to make sure there are spotters on each side of the bar, so that if the weight is too heavy for the performer to handle, the spotters can catch the bar for the performer and make sure that no one is injured. Also, when the elbows are extended, make sure not to hyperextend the elbows, as if the weight is too heavy for the performer, it will put unnecessary pressure on the performer's elbows and injure him in the long run, and there's a possibility of the weight being too heavy and the elbow joint falling through and dislocating. Also, make sure the wrists are not bent backward and are straight, so that you do not place extra pressure on the wrist and injure the performer in the long run. Lastly, make sure the back is flat on the bench so as to not use the wrong muscles when doing the bench press and injuring the performer.
What are variation exercises of the bench press?
The variation exercises of the bench press are the dumbbell bench press, push-ups, and incline bench press.
What are muscle groups utilized in the back squat?
The muscle groups utilized in the back squats are the gluteus maximus, hamstrings, quadriceps, and gastrocnemius.
What are the techniques involved in the back squat?
The techniques involved in the back squats are to place the bar on the racks, then position the bar behind the neck such that the weight is distributed evenly on each side, then lift the bar off the racks with a straight back. Then take a few steps back and flex the knees and hips to go into a back squat position. But while doing so, make sure the knees are not pushed forward and the weight is pushed onto the back side. Afterwards, extend the knees and hips to go back up into the standing position and repeat the steps for the next few repetitions. Make sure to inhale when flexing the knees and hips and exhale when extending the knees and hips.
What are safety precautions when doing the back squat?
The safety precautions when doing the back squats are to make sure there are spotters on each side of the bar, so that if the bar is too heavy for the performer to handle, then the spotters can catch the bar for the performer if the bar is dropped by the performer, and making sure that no one is injured. Next, when going into the squat position, make sure that the knees do not go in front of the toes, so that no unnecessary pressure is placed on the knees and injure the performer in the long run. Also, make sure the back is straight while doing the exercise, such that the performer will not get injured if the weight is too heavy for the performer to handle and perform and injure the performer.
What are variation exercises of the back squat?
The variation exercises for the back squats are the front squats, deadlift, and leg press.
What are the muscle groups utilized in the Arnold press dumbbell?
The muscle groups utilized in the Arnold press with dumbbells is the deltoids, trapezius, biceps brachii, and triceps brachii.
What are the techniques involved in the Arnold press dumbbell?
The techniques involved in the Arnold press dumbbell are to grip the dumbbells with a pronated grip with the palms facing towards the body, then raise the dumbbells to a height that is around chin level. Next, extend the elbows to push the dumbbell upwards and rotate the wrist to have the palm facing away from the body while doing so. When the arm is fully extended, flex the elbows to bring the dumbbell back down and rotating it back to have the palm facing the body again. Repeat the same steps for the other arm. Remember to inhale when flexing the elbows and exhale when extending the elbows.
What are safety precautions when doing the Arnold press with dumbbell?
The safety precautions when doing the Arnold press with dumbbell are to make sure that no one is nearby when you're doing the exercise, as if the weight is too heavy for the performer to handle, he might drop the weight and you may injure someone if it falls on them. Next, when the elbows are fully extended, make sure to not hyperextend the elbows, as if the weight is too heavy for the performer to handle, it will put unnecessary pressure on the elbow and injure the performer in the long run. Also, if the weight is too heavy for the performance joints, the elbow joint may fall through and be dislocated. Next, make sure to lock your wrists when you're doing the exercise so that no extra pressure is placed on the wrists and injure them in the long run. Lastly, make sure to not attempt weights beyond your own abilities, as this exercise does not have spotters and the performer may injure himself doing weights that he cannot handle.
What are variation exercises of the Arnold press dumbbell?
The variation exercises for the Arnold press dumbbell are the shoulder press and push press.
What are the muscle groups utilized in the deadlift?
The muscle groups utilized in the deadlift are the latissimus dorsi, deltoids, gluteus maximus, hamstrings, quadriceps, and gastrocnemius.
What are the techniques involved in the deadlift?
The techniques involved in the deadlift are to place the bar on the ground, then carry the bar with a pronated grip with hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and lift the bar up with a straight back. Then take a few steps back and flex the knees and hips to go down into a deadlift position with the chest facing up, with the chest out, stomach in, and straight with a straight back. When the performer is going down, he should make sure that his chest is out, his back is straight, and that the weight is on the heel of his feet. Extend the knees and hips fast to go back up to the original standing position and repeat for the next few repetitions. Remember to breathe in when flexing the knees and hips, and exhale when extending the knees and hips.
What are the safety precautions when doing the deadlift?
The safety precautions when doing the deadlift are to make sure that no one is nearby when you're doing the deadlift, so that if the weight is too heavy for the performer to handle, he can just drop the bar and no one will be injured when he drops the bar. Also, the knees should not go in front of the toes when squatting down to the deadlift position, so that no extra pressure will be placed on the knees when the performer is doing the exercise and injure the performer in the long run. Also, make sure that the back is straight when doing the exercise, so that no extra pressure is placed on the knees and placed on the back when doing the exercise, and the performer won't be injured. Lastly, that's it. Sorry.
What are the variation exercises of the deadlift?
The variation exercises of the deadlift are the front and back squats and the leg press.
In Jae, can you explain the relevance of the weight training program to your sport in softball?
The gym program that I have designed is a maximum strength weight program, which has an intensity of about 85% to 100% and has reps of about 3 to 5 sets and 1 to 6 reps. But for my gym program, I'm doing 3 sets of 5 repetitions for each exercise. As a softballer, I'm required to do throwing, running, and batting. As a primary outfielder, I need to throw hard and far many times during the game. Hence, with a stronger upper body and core, by doing exercises such as the power clean, bench press, and Arnold press with dumbbell, I'll be able to throw hard and far more easily and increase my chance of getting runners out when I'm throwing to the bases. Also, as a secondary catcher, I need to be able to spring up quickly when I'm taking out a bunt that is executed by the opponent batter and throw to the bases that the runners are running to. And also, I need to also be able to spring up quickly when the opponent runners are making a steal and throw to the base they are advancing towards. With a stronger lower body, I'll be able to spring up faster and be able to stabilize myself more easily when throwing and reducing the errors that I make when I throw. And with a stronger upper body, I'll be able to throw to the bases more hard and have a higher chance of getting the runners out towards the base that they are advancing towards.